Right. Okay, hit it, Joe.
Good evening. Welcome. It's the After Hours show. My name's Joe in Norway. I'll be your host. I'll be your cook this evening, and I'm joined by Ann Lee, retired college professor and a community member at the Daily Coast, a member of the National Council of Independent Scholars, and is a contributor to the book "The Political Economy of Art: Making the Nation of Culture." And we're also joined by Arjun from the Deep into History podcast. Provide some maybe extra context on the 5,000 minimum 5,000 years of history sprawled out on my table top here.
Of
Welcome.
course,
Good,
I
good
have
evening.
context for 5,000 years. No worries.
What the hell?
Oh, maybe a lot of creepy crawlies. Got some creepy crawlies in there. I went foraging again. Well, I was getting my exercise out at the skate park again, and I'm happy to announce that there was less than 25 years between me and the next youngest person. Normally, it's about 50.
Ah,
That was positive. But we went foraging. We've been trying to forage blueberries, but there's been kind of a blueberry apocalypse in two senses, in that we had this several long frosts over the tail end of winter. Well, to me, winter never really ends. Uh, and there's just not a lot of blueberries. But then everywhere we went out into the mountains, we went to four different locations, even on some of our own property, and there was just crews of people, tracks all over the place, around every bush. I covered about 5 square kilometers, and I got about kilo and a half of blueberries, less than a kilo and a half of blueberries. So no sweets. Well, that's not true. I was gonna make a semolina custard blueberry tart, but the experiment. Well, let's just say you can experiment with stale. I used stale shortbread cookies for the crust, and we'll work on this for another time. But back to the mead.
I don't know. That looks pretty good, Joe. That seemed like a humble flex.
It, I get some criticism that I don't bring sweets on to I do too many savory dishes, let's say.
mm.
But we're gonna do a sweet dish today. I'm gonna make a meadow sweet. Have you heard of meadow sweet or brideswort or mead sweet for mead sweetener?
Sounds like a
So
skin
this,
condition.
so kind of like heather was used for making mead. Also, meadow sweet was used for making weed, making
Mead.
mead.
Go with the first name, please.
Brideswort.
No. Are you gonna make a slurry out of brideswort?
Oh no! Oh, it's also called the Queen of the Meadow. It's truly amazing. It's kind of like Hilleblomst. What is that in English? Hildeberry, Hildeberries. Is that purple tree, purple berry tree with white
Oh,
flowers?
huckleberries.
Huckleberries. Yeah. You can make with the flowers. You can you make a simple syrup and then steep them overnight in the huckleberries, and you've got this delicious um, cordial. So, John, I know you like when I get the PPE out, but we don't need any special equipment for this. But there is an ingredient in here that will make this more of a medicinal cordial. It's salicylic acid, which is
Cool.
a compound that they derive aspirin from.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
as long as you're not, yeah.
It's in zit cream too, so it is about skin conditions. Anyway, carry on.
Yes, all sorts of.
Joe, maybe I heard you incorrectly, but don't take your PP out for me.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's joint pain. As long as you're not allergic to aspirin, this has tremendous benefits. Joint pain, gout, arthritis, calming
Sorry,
upset
I'm
stomachs.
listening to RFK Jr., so I'm allergic to aspirin and everything you're talking about right now.
General anti-inflammatory, encourages perspiration, so you break the fevers and colds. But yeah, so anyways, it's hard to describe this. Vanilla comes a long way to get here, namely mostly from Madagascar. But before vanilla arrived in Northern Europe, there was meadowsweet, or the queen of the meadow, and it has this. It's the way that jasmine flowers impregnate the air in the evenings. This has the same effect on our moist days, where it just wafts this almondy, round, sweet smell. And we're gonna get that when we soak these overnight with the spiders and the other creepy crawlies. One issue: you gotta shake them out. You don't wash these because the pollen in the flowers, you want to get all the flavor goodness in there. So we don't wash them, but it's very tasty. So we're gonna make a simple syrup out of that, and yeah, so it's used as a kind of almond alternative.
Hmm.
And I even made some American style chocolate
Nice.
chip cookies the other day, and just threw the flowers in there, and it added a nice little dimension. As I mentioned earlier, we've been having a pretty brutal year with the garden here. It's I'm not sure what's going on with my snow peas, and we had some illness on our potatoes. Hopefully, the other potato plants are doing good, but I mean, this.
In North America, those are like premium mini potatoes. So don't feel bad for a minute.
Charge more for 'em.
You can charge triple.
Shit, man, Russia's going to invade. We need some more that we're going to need, who knows what's going to happen. Shit. But this was our trawl from this afternoon. Wild blueberries,
Oh,
which
wow.
I'll
Nice.
probably turn
Nice.
into that.
Yum.
Here's grandma's old blueberry picker. goes through the plant.
Cool.
You pull and they fall in here, and then you shake it and the leaves fall out.
Nice.
Handy dandy. But we'll make. We should have some blueberries next week as well. So probably not sure what we're going to do with that. If we're lucky, we'll make it up to far up into the mountains and get some cloudberries, which are called multa here, and they're absolutely the bee's knees.
Awesome.
Arjun, I managed to get yet one more chanterelle.
That's a beautiful chanterelle.
This one's a little bit bigger. We didn't have our knife. Didn't have my knife with us, or our toothbrush. So when you go in mushroom picking, be sure to have a pocket knife or something, and a brush to get all of the foresty floor bits off of it. Helps.
Yeah, we're gonna talk, okay? Because we need to start cooking.
Oh,
Because
definitely.
a cooking channel. Because no, for real. That's dope.
Last one, which we've already had. I was surprised that we came across this today. These are the fireweed, which you can eat the young stalks in spring, and it's somewhat like asparagus, but the later they get, the more stringy they are. Or you can eat the tops, saute these as a kind of green or whatever. They're high in tannin, so they have that flavor profile. You could also, we made the fermented, we rubbed the leaves around and then put them in a closed container and let them ferment for a while, so that we have and then dried them. So we've got the fermented fireweed tea, which I believe is here. Got all sorts of things. So we're prepping, but we won't be cooking with that. We're going to be making the simple syrup. So what I'm going to do is melt the sugar in the water and then cool that down a little bit, and then clean off the flours and make sure we don't get any extra proteins in there from the creepy crawlies. I imagine it's been a busy week.
Awesome. Awesome. Yo, just a
It has.
point. Harsh brought it up. If you guys, I've brought it up before, but if you guys don't mind, how public do you want to make this, our Zoom meetings? Because
Well, this is on YouTube, so it's pretty public.
right, but not. Wait, you guys are posting this to YouTube, or it's
This is
streaming
live
on
on
YouTube?
Yeah.
This is streaming live on YouTube.
It's live
right
on
now.
YouTube now.
You guys have progressed so much. I'm so proud of you. But okay, so okay. But if you want, I can, as I suggested before, I can post the Zoom links on my socials. I'm not huge,
okay.
but there will be like I can bring more people into the community.
That'd be nice.
Oh, yeah, sure.
90% of my listeners are like awesome. They will vibe with all of us, but they're like 10% pervs, like Harsh. So we need an admin to handle the chat.
We can work with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just designate a moderator or something.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Starting next week, I'll post it. I'll the day before. Joe, if you can send me the link the day before, I'll post it and we'll start getting more people in. Because like, yeah, why not? This is like an awesome community.
Cool.
Excellent.
Warn
Well,
them.
it was a busy week.
Hang on. Warn them about Professor John's slides, though.
If they have slide allergies, they should know.
That's their problem, Prof. John.
Some people are
Slide on. Slide on.
All right.
indeed. Some people are just allergic to PowerPoint. But anyway, tough week in an hour.
Neurotypicals. What can you do?
Oh, indeed. Well, speaking of which, it's the White House Correspondents' Dinner in a couple hours, and
Okay. I thought that
I-
was some months ago.
no,
Oh, really?
remember the assassination attempt?
Yeah, the
I
naked
mean, they
assassin.
just
Oh,
postponed it.
oh, I
Yeah.
see.
Come on, I'm hoping for
Well,
another
they're
naked
gonna.
assassin.
Empty assassin.
Well, it's in a different place, and the security is really tight. Or at least that's what they claim. It's at the Waldorf Astoria, and so and this crowd is smaller, and I don't even know if it's being shown live. So who knows? But it should be fun. They're going to give a medal of some kind to the I don't know if it's a Secret Service member or whatever who got hit by a bullet. Maybe we don't really
From the
know whether
other
it's a
Secret
bullet or
Service agent.
yeah,
It's
from the other
pretty
Secret.
clear. Like, I
They
mean,
don't mention that.
yeah, like Brace Belden from TrueAnon, like
Mm.
Brace is like a weirdo like us, and he like fixated on the footage, and he's like the only way that person could have been got hit because like the assassin never fired a shot. Like that's
Yeah. Oh,
established
yeah,
on
that's
camera.
true. Yeah.
The only way you could have been hit is if another Secret Service agent shot him.
No, clearly. I mean, field of fire, man. Background, Jesus. So, and it could have gotten worse. I mean, that whole thing. If one person fires, everybody starts firing, and
Mhm.
that's how police shootings, wind up. Speaking of which, um,
Mm.
a street person or a ne'er-do-well, who was sort of checking doors of parked cars to probably rob steal from the cars was well, this fellow is on a bicycle, and he got called into the cops, and the cops came around, and they engaged in about a half-hour chase and he's on his little bicycle, but he's about 30 something. And I think he has a prior several felonies and so a bunch of other things. So he has a police record. We don't know whether he has there may have been a drug thing within the number of times he got his sheet or whatever. So uh, two police cars try and follow him, chase him down. So 30 minutes later, they either knock him off his bicycle or at some moment they corner him, and he's at an intersection in Madison. And if Nate's here, he can probably tell us more about the neighborhood. Um, and So we have on video several different angles, but there's a close one that it's just interesting to me. That's all. They're three guys. They've got him kind of, sort of held. I mean, they have both his arms, but apparently he pulled a knife, and that's not clear from any video angle,
Mhm.
and cut one of the officers. The officer who got cut, apparently, now this is the police version of the story. Uh, the officer who got cut pulled his sidearm. Before that, though, a female officer had a taser, and they tased him while the three guys had him, and they were still struggling. But apparently, the one of the cops, the one who got cut, and I'm not sure that's really the case, put a couple of rounds in the guy's head. At least that's what they say. So pretty grisly video, and it's been out there for a day and a half or so. All kinds of people got involved. There was no body cam. There were no body cameras. The mayor of Madison, Wisconsin, was, or no, it wasn't the mayor. It was some council member or something. Was really irritated by the whole business because they had been turned down for money to get body cams. So there's that element. And then there's a some sort of state level thing where they're going to look, because it's an officer involved shooting. The Madison police chief says the guy who shot this poor fellow, Corey Ruiz, in the head, I think, is a veteran. I mean, a veteran police officer. Anyway, Ruiz gets hit. They render first aid. I always find it bizarre that it's sort of like combat in the sense that if you've wounded someone, you take care of them after you've shot them up. But anyway, they took him to a hospital, pronounced dead, etc. Needless to say, so many people saw this. The videos went viral. A couple hundred people have, they've turned it into a George Floyd thing, and so it's kind of that. That's where we are on the first or second day. I haven't gotten back to what other things have happened, but that's pretty much what happened. The guy, is a ne'er-do-well. The cops chase him. He pulls a knife, maybe. He did have a knife on him. They showed a picture of the knife, and it's a fixed blade knife. It's a skinning knife, actually, which is kind of interesting in and of itself. But and it's greater than 3 inches, so it's actually an illegal knife. I mean, in some jurisdictions, so that's interesting as well. Anyway,
I love how
obviously,
like a skinning knife is illegal, but you can have like AK-47. That's cool.
oh yeah, that's the way American law works.
Oh,
And
I got a
so,
little interruption on the Meadow suite here in terms of when to pick it. You want to try to pick it in full blossom, but on this one, you can, I don't know how the light is here. These are the buds before they flower,
ooh,
which
cute.
maybe these ones are better.
Very nice. So do you fry them
So
or do you put them
no,
in together?
I'm gonna soak them. You try to get them when they're flowering like this, and if they're too late, you got the seeds. So these are what the seeds look like after the blossoms flower. And I was grinding these up and putting them in chocolate chip cookies last year. What you can do is just hang these to dry, and then you can make tea out of it.
So you put
Nice,
those in
soothing.
American chocolate chip cookies?
Yeah.
So
So it was
technically
like,
you're a terrorist, according to Marco
there's-
Rubio's definition this week.
obviously.
That's right.
Like apropos of what you were saying, Profan, this week there was also that international conference held by Marco Rubio and what's his name? Steve, the Nazi guy. Steve
Bannon?
Stephen Miller.
Stephen Miller, thank you.
Oh.
Thank you, yeah. Where like they had invited the representatives of 60 nations. I think 27 showed up. And basically they're making the case for every single nation, like literally the case based on the 1970s, like, leftist bombings in America.
Yeah.
That today we need to fear all that kind of stuff. And it's
Yeah.
ridiculous. Like, can you imagine any other time in history when the American Secretary of State invites the ministers of 60 countries and only 27 show up? And even
Hey.
then, they only sent like their subordinates.
Mhm.
It's insane because
Well,
everyone knows like it's BS. There's no leftist
What?
violence.
No, absolutely. It's just this whole front end of framing it as this sort of massive global conspiracy, which it isn't, and it just doesn't even exist like in the 1970s, where you actually had international left-wing terrorists and real, activist gangs, and it's just
Blowing
not.
shit up.
That's not it. You got blowing stuff up, and airplanes and other kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
Arms
and
Yeah,
depots.
they were and
it
he was explaining like in his opening speech, he was explaining like literally 1970s style like terrorism, where like like the IRA would send people to Libya where they would have training camps because Gaddafi gave them space, and then they in turn would train Palestinian dissidents who would train
Mhm.
someone else, and then like eventually like a terrorist attack would happen. Like they were describing this like world that doesn't exist. And I don't
Uh,
think they realize because I think these guys are so they believe what they're saying. Let's be real. These these people, like I thought for the
uh,
longest time, I'm like
uh,
that they're like online grifters. You know what I mean? But I think these people
Oh
actually
yeah.
believe what they're saying because if you see the Millers live on a military base. Like
mm,
most of Trump's cabinet live on military facilities because they actually believe that this threat exists. Like these people
mm.
are literally insane.
And I am
Well,
I to
Miller
assume that
freaked out.
Cuba is behind all of this?
Well, I think that's where they're headed. Well,
Mm,
let's just say this is the framing that they'll use on whatever they're going to do to Cuba. But Stephen Miller freaked out. Uh, some protesters came to his house, and so he got totally freaked, and that's why he's on a military base. Um, the protesters didn't do anything. What they did was they used chalk, I think, and they scrawled stuff in the street. Um, in front of his house, but I think he totally freaked out. And well, I
Well,
mean,
I
he's
mean,
got
like,
kids.
I mean, even before, like Christy Noam was living on like was it the Coast Guard, the main
Yeah,
Coast Guard
yeah.
military base. These people, they're
Well,
terrified. Like this fear narrative that they project, they've internalized it. These are these
oh yeah.
are these are
Well,
freaks and weirdos.
as Harsh is saying in the chat, I mean, it is they've seen a movie, a couple of movies, but they've seen these dated movies, like Munich or the one on Carlos the Jackal, and so they think this is something, but it isn't something, and that's why only 27 people showed up, because they know that the real threat, with all due respect, is right-wing groups, but whatever, strange nationalist groups. It's not about ideology; it's about other things. And it's just a misuse of state power. Anyway, yes, terror. We're going to get a terror thing. It's going to
Yeah,
happen.
there's going to be a
Uh,
massive crackdown, at least in the US, on
oh yeah,
anything, especially like it's building up and up and up. But it's gonna happen. My guess is like very soon, like in the next month, like in August, on anything that is even considered like remotely left, like in terms of political action,
hmm
because they're very, very paranoid about that I don't think the Democrats going to win the Senate, but I think they'll at least win the House and be able to subpoena and charge people. But I think also last week, if you recall, Marco Rubio has been basically said they're going to put sanctions on the International Criminal Court of Justice, the
oh
ICC.
yes,
And weirdly enough, the report came out this week, so obviously he was trying to get ahead of it. From Sky News of all places. Sky News is Fox News of Britain. It's the same company, okay?
yep,
Uh,
yep,
they discovered that remember February 28th, the girls' school that was bombed?
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So Sky News discovered that the United States has had constant satellite surveillance on that building since 1987. They knew for a fact there was nothing there. And it wasn't a double tap strike, it was a triple tap strike. One cruise missile came and hit. The principal called. I'm making a video about this with Brett from Rev Left.
Cool.
The principal called, the family showed up, they hit it again. Then when the emergency workers showed up and the extra family showed up, they hit it again. 3 cruise missile strikes with at least 20 minutes between them. The
Jesus.
reason that like that is like the most blatant war crime before our eyes that all of us saw. That's why they're going against the ICC, because they will never be able to enjoy their money because they don't want to stay in America. They know they've gutted it. They want to go chill in Europe and stuff, and they won't be able to.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it part of it is because, well, Mondani wanted to arrest Netanyahu when he came to New York. But he obviously can't. He doesn't have any kind of standing to do it. I mean, the feds have to do it. But it's that war criminal thing that has already been levied against Netanyahu. It's just that he's going to show up and the Americans are going to punt. They're not going to arrest him, which is but the U.S. is relatively obligated to do it, but obviously because of not being a signatory or whatever, they're not going to do it. But Netanyahu's been a bunch of places where he should have been arrested. I mean, I had hoped that he was in Mongolia or someplace, and I really wanted them to arrest him. Anyway,
they should have, because like, what are they gonna do? Like, once he's at The Hague, Israel can literally do nothing.
Yes.
But we should note also that Mossad and the Israel are going out of their way to destroy the credibility of anyone involved in the ICC. They are just relentless. They're ruining these people's lives when these are people, the only people who like stand against crimes against humanity.
Well, it has that unfortunate irony that keeps coming up. But considering the Nuremberg laws, etc., it's just we live in strange times. Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
terrible
precisely.
timeline.
Well said. We are cursed to live in interesting times. But we did have like Mini Epstein arrested, Andrew Tate, and his assistant.
Yes.
I think his brother is his assistant.
His brother.
Yeah. They got arrested, and there's a lot of drama. I have tons of I'll post some pics in the chat. That's so funny. Like how you are an alpha male when you dress like that. But anyway, but
yeah, I saw that. Capri pants. Who wears capri pants?
It's like so ridiculous.
Hey, now.
Okay, Joe.
No, that's right,
look,
Joe.
We can only see your hands. Don't worry. Your capris are fine.
I use a parasol and I swear by capri pants. Maybe I've been in Europe too long.
But I think this is a test case because the Tates have such close ties with the Trump children in particular. This is a test case as to whether the extradition, if they interfere in the extradition, it is de facto admission that everything we think is in the Epstein files is true. So there's a double bind here. So I'm wondering if they're audacious enough to actually do it, because I think blocking the extradition could actually.
It's an it's a UK extradition. It's kind of a further demand for extradition. So they're holding them, I guess, because they really the US has to hold them at least until they work out all the transfer stuff, and I assume they're fighting it. But at
Yeah.
some moment, and probably Trump will do it in secret. They'll put the kibosh on it or something, because the Tates are what they have dual citizenship anyway,
They've
right?
already
So
tried. They've already tried. YouTube's like going nuts about this stuff. Like the YouTube, political posters.
mhm.
They're going nuts about this stuff. They've already tried. Todd Blanche has already tried to intervene.
Mm.
But the thing is, these guys are like the worst like they're like Jeffrey
Oh,
Epstein. They're the worst
I,
kind of criminals. These guys
uh,
deserve to be locked away forever.
So,
Like
so
indeed.
you're not meaning that they're related to Epstein. It's just that they crimes on
No.
similar level.
Yeah, well, they're doing the same
Mm,
thing. It's
yeah,
trafficking underage
it's
girls,
kids.
yeah,
women.
yeah.
It's every awful thing that you can imagine, and then the Romanians, are actually doing what they had to do. But there's probably other backstory
But the
to it.
Romanians got pressured by the Trump administration to
Oh, right,
lift their travel
to let them
ban.
go.
Mhm.
Yes, yes.
But so Joe, they're not Epstein, but okay, so Epstein existed
The
in a sort of different time. They are like the modern influencer version of Epstein, if you take my
the
meaning.
the
Do you know
networking and
like do you know
power
what I mean?
structure that allows these kinds of things to take place.
They're just the next generation. I
Yeah,
mean,
so
it.
I was sickened, and I'm sorry guys, I'll just tell you this I watched the whole thing and I read all the articles. I'll just tell you like what lesson one is in their class. So they have this gold club. You have to pay like $8,000. You fly to Romania. This is what the thing they were doing. And lesson one was they'd make you pick up a girl, have sex with her, and then immediately after the man had finished, um, he was to not sort of, order her to go make him food or get him a cup of coffee or whatever. Um, and if she did it and didn't like say like, you know, go F yourself, um,
Yes.
then that meant that you had dominance over that girl and you could turn her into basically your sex slave. And
Oh, Jesus.
what their sex slavery involved vis-a-vis the internet was it was in essence creating a network of cam girls. So
Mm.
you would place the equivalent of like Craigslist ads in Eastern Europe and offering modeling jobs, seduce them on the first night, sleep with them, break them, and then put them in front of a cam, and then you make money. These people are disgusting, and the fact that like anyone would talk to them, like I want to rip those guys. I wish.
Yep.
Okay, look,
It,
I'm not a small man, but I have friends who are like much bigger than me and like far more gentle, and they're all just like I wish these motherfuckers had come around us, because like we would like
well, it is the same human trafficking that I mean it's only updated with the webcam stuff, but pretty much that's kind of the stock and trade of
right. It's like a modern
slaving.
version, like a modernized version of what Epstein was doing.
Yeah,
Right? And all
yeah.
of these
I
girls
mean,
were farmed out to these powerful people, particularly apparently Todd Blanche in particular.
well,
and what's
there's a whole
Trump's
bunch of other things.
Baron Trump apparently is a
Barron
fanboy of
Trump
these
seems
guys.
to be, yeah, that's a kind of weird thing. Who knows whether they've actually come in contact with each other. That's a whole nother set of issues. But yeah,
No,
obviously there's
they are
some
in
connection.
contact. No, it's proven. They've been on streams together, on Andrew Tate's stream
Yeah,
together.
but I don't think they've ever partied together. That's my impression that
No,
they never have
Junior has.
fully.
Only Don Jr.
Oh,
That's the only one
Junior,
we know.
yes.
Yeah, for sure.
No.
We don't know about Baron, but either way, like all of these bloodlines need to be wiped out. Sorry, that's my that's my.
It is
We
awful.
we we don't
On
condone
that,
medical advice or murder here on
No, 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 no,
the
no, 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 no.
stream.
I wasn't saying I'm going
or
to do
and
it. I
no
was just
no
saying
mutual fund advice.
it
speaking
was
of
No.
financial
which,
advice.
one of Epstein's procurers, a guy by the name of Siad, was found dead a couple of days ago in Paris, and he was connected with that Brunel guy, and it was all that French part of the Epstein stuff,
Oh, yo,
um,
Prof. N.
and part of that modeling network, whatever.
Yeah, no, that has blown up on YouTube because like everyone who actually cares, like they're all people on the left, who actually cares about the like getting justice for these poor women who were so brutally exploited. Um,
Do we know how
uh,
many numbers there are?
that guy apparently was a linchpin that with him removed, the European side of it is sort of safe. Like he knew about that side of it,
Ah,
not so much the American side of it. Um, but the American side of it is like literally in power right now. Like Letnick,
yes.
Trump, Musk, all Teal, like, all of these people. It's utterly insane. And these are the same people who are you know applauding themselves for their technological triumph in the Gaza war, the Iran war, the Ukraine
Ah,
war. Like these are the people who literally benefited from that network. And like
yes.
they all need to go down. They really do. And I truly think that given Marco Rubio's opposition to the ICC, that's like the tip of the iceberg. I think they understand that
Mm,
fundamentally, whatever Democratic candidate, and not just in America, but any like liberal left candidate across the West in the future, is going to have to promise to make everyone connected to this stuff answer for it, which
mm,
fundamentally means that they're going to have to rip down the power structure absent, like, like a New Deal or a leftist program. It will be, in effect, the same thing.
yes. Yes. Well, that it's hard to think of it as a sort of wave, but it could become a wave. But we're not there yet. I mean, there's so many right-wing things still floating around and operating, in various places, and we're kind of in this strange transition period. We can segue now to Ukraine because
Oh,
Ukraine has.
before you head
Go
there,
ahead. Go ahead.
just about to give our blossoms a bath, a blanching. So I've basically stripped all the blossoms off the stems and checked. We hung them out to dry for a while there, so most of the bugs are off. Might have a few here and there. But we boiled up. We made some simple syrup here and let it cool down a little bit, and then we can just put a load of these flowers in there. About so much.
Joe,
Consider
so
these to dry. We can.
simple syrup is just boiled water with sugar, right?
Yep. And we'll
Nice.
put a little bit. We'll put some lemon in there, and we'll let this soak overnight, about 24 hours. And with the magic of modern technology and cooking shows, I've got an example for us that's
All
did
right.
yesterday.
Awesome.
So just cover that and let it sit, and it's beautiful. Lane, I know it might be a little late for you, but you've got this all over the place as well. And if you don't want to use sugar, you can use sativa. What is that? Stevia or
Not sativa.
Zyxel?
Otherwise, you're gonna get very, very high.
Salvia, I think, as opposed to sativa. Anyway.
It's such a special flavor.
When I come over, Joe, make it with sativa.
We're a little light on the sativa, big on the what is it called? Psilocybin. Psilocybin's out the back door.
You Norse and your mushrooms.
Oh, jeez.
No, it looks that's amazing, Joe.
Cool.
Next, what do we do next? Let's see.
Prof N, what do you make of, okay, two things. You're gonna say Ukraine, so like definitely like Ukraine first. But what do you make of these two wars? Because I can't make sense of either of them. Nothing, everything is conflicting. Like I can go from media from either side or like general international media, and nothing makes sense. So please, we want to know.
There's bet hedging going on, like Candace Owens, change of ideological switch. The same thing happened to Laura Loomer. I don't know if she's still there, is in Ukraine. And she goes through a whole thing of I was wrong and the Russians are bad. Sort of stuff. It's really strange.
If Vladimir Putin had any self-esteem, he'd launch us hypersonic at Laura Loomer and do us all a favor.
Yes, do all of us a favor. But so you're getting this weird ideological shift. Nick Fuentes is shifting. There's all this kind of stuff going on. And well, it's essentially the same thing that's happening to Tucker Carlson, just a kind of rolling back of certain ideological positions. And I think that's what's happening. That's just at the propaganda level. At the ideological level, Putin is having trouble, but the economy hasn't totally gone down the dumper. I mean, it's hard to get gas. They've blown up, the Ukrainians have hit the Wildberries warehouses, the equivalent of Amazon. Essentially, if Amazon got hit by bombs, that would be the same thing in Russia. And so Russians are becoming more inconvenienced, but I don't
know if that's true. Hang on, I'm gonna post that. This is my homegirl from Russia. She lives in Vladivostok. She taught in Moscow for a while. And in the midst of all this like oil explosions, I'm posting the link in a second. She is doing like from a road trip from Vladivostok to Moscow, and she has no problem getting gas.
Wow.
So like that's what I'm saying. Like I don't understand anything. We're like so saturated.
Well, that's what I thought too.
So somehow the bombing,
I think
when the bombings start, the price of oil goes down, or the price of petrol goes down here.
Well, that's their lags.
This is what our syrup looks like after it's been soaking for 20. This is almost 2 days, but it's a nice little yellow. That's the mass
like
afterwards. Anyways, you were saying.
Well, there are regional problems in gas supplies. There's been some shift, I think, that's what the reports are, that, they're starting to import gasoline, refined gasoline. So that's unclear, but I think it is about regional differences. And there's a little, underlying issues in associated republics like Kazakhstan and Georgia, but it does seem to me that well, obviously in the East, they probably aren't really inconvenienced at all, aside from those one or two, bombings that the Ukrainians managed to get away with. But it still is bad. I mean, and it's continuing to be bad. And then what was it this last week? You mentioned it last week, Ukraine sending 600 whatever drones at Moscow. The problem is, of course, that only 10% get through at any
Right.
time. And so the real, damage estimate is not so hot. I mean, you get these singular explosions in refineries, but that's pretty much it. And then there's other problems in both sides about mobilization. There's no full mobilization, but I think they're just not talking about how they're going out and grabbing people, because they're now the Russians are so short of manpower that they're trying to press immigrants to Russia into the army. So there's a whole side thing going on there. So they're having some shortages. The problem on the other side, though, is this whole week of problems in Ukraine. That apparently, they haven't really fully fired Syrskyi from the military. He apparently is going to still be an advisor, or at least that's what today was
So we
used.
should say, for context for everyone, so like Zelensky fired like basically his main general,
Yes,
and there's been major pushback against it.
yes. Street demonstrations, which are still going on, I think, because they want what's his name to be they want him to get his old job back in terms of being Minister of Defense, and that it's just unclear that they're actually going to do that. But it's still fluid. Let's put it that way. I just don't think that we're going to see any resolution to it. But the underlying issue, which is sort of rolling along, regardless of this problems at the top, yet they've just announced that they're doing actually an audit of the military, so that they're going to, because they have a number of combat ineffective units, and apparently, and I don't know who's doing it, but this has been happening for a while, about trying to reorganize the military anyway. So they're going to, erase or delete or dissolve, 20 brigades or something. There's a certain number of units that'll just be taken apart because they've just not been very good in combat, and for all the usual kinds of reasons. But what was more interesting is that they're using like 100 or some odd criteria. So this is the thing that Fedorov was trying to put in, that is a kind of an IT-driven sort of structure, so you'd have data on all of this. So he was doing his own Doge-like kind of control of
Right.
personnel policy. I mean, that was just one part of it, but I think this is happening at a whole bunch of different levels in the military. It's just, the problem is, of course, when you start trying to fix a lot of things like procurement, you're going to come up against people who have their own little, skimming operations, and that's kind of, the agitation that was going on underneath. But I think in the majority, and if they complete this audit and sort of reorganize or dissolve some of these ineffective brigades, I think they'll be better off in the long run.
Yeah, we
mean,
should
it's
put
not-
like audit in quotations, because at least
Oh, yeah.
20% is gonna be skim anyway. As
Oh, yeah,
opposed to
yeah.
like 50%. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it's just like in India, and unfortunately across Asia.
No, that's
It's
the
just
cost of
how it
doing
works.
business.
Yeah, cost of doing business. But I truly believe that like I think the only way that like the Iran war and like for example, last week we were talking about I said I hope they bomb Dubai. And I was wondering why they didn't. And it turns out like the major rumor that I know, like I know this for a fact, okay? Um, because my cousin is like pretty high up in the Indian government, and
Cool.
he is in contact with like the Middle Eastern countries, and apparently do like the UAE paid $20 billion to Iran so they don't get struck. So Dubai does not
Uh,
the
yes,
Dubai Emirate specifically does not get
Protection money.
yes,
struck. Is yeah, they released $20 billion in frozen funds to Iran so they don't because their airport is such a tempting
Oh.
target, right? What like
yes,
Oh.
literally
very.
one more round of
Mm.
serious bombing on Dubai and like the UAE is over. Like their entire
Yes.
experiment is completely done.
Yeah. I don't know
And
if you've been to Dubai. I don't know how they're hitting shit. To be honest, shit is so spread out. Vegas looks like an ancient city density compared to Dubai.
yeah,
It's truly amazing.
but Joe,
Yeah.
what they're doing
Mm,
is like okay, so like in the initial weeks, the targeting was literally where like US forces
mm,
were being hidden in like that, you know, the hotel bombing and stuff.
mm,
The
Mm,
ex but most of the bombing is on the periphery where
mm,
US
mm.
assets or assets that
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
UAE is providing to we should note that the air defense of absent missiles, but the actual fighter defense that is shooting down drones in the UAE are French and Italians fighter planes.
ah,
So
yes.
literally them. So the UAE has bribed all, like obviously France and Italy to do this. So
Got to
why
keep
not?
up that. Got to pay for that bougie lifestyle.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
standard
you
operating
know,
procedure.
Oh,
They,
speaking of,
you
prepare
gotta be.
yourselves.
It costs a lot to be North Korea and wrapped in Gucci, right?
I don't know if you guys noticed our little bluebells hanging out on the cutting board here.
cool.
These are also edible. You can put them in, they have really tiny, thin leaves, strands. You can put in salads and whatnot.
How
Not too
dare you think
flavorful.
we did not notice
But,
them? I was staring at them the whole time.
but, I thought we'd make a summer spritzer of bride's wort or meadow sweet with the bluebell ice cubes.
Cool.
That's
How's that?
beautiful. Those are beautiful, Joe.
Yeah, nice. Very nice. Very, very nice. Look at that. That is good for summer drinks. Now I'm
And
thirsty again.
I've got two piss jugs here full of aspirin cordial.
You just ruined it by calling them piss jugs. Like it was like a magical floral scene where like you
I
took
don't
us
know,
back to
man.
nature and then God damn it,
Our,
Joe.
our man in Canada here, sometimes just reminds me of the Trailer Park Boys or something.
Touche, touche.
Uh, speaking of which,
Oh,
how's the smoke situation where you are,
oh
Arjun?
yes.
Yeah, so last week we had 3 days where it was like Mordor here. Where like
Oh
you
God.
know, like literally like there was no sun. The sky was just like orange and black, but
Mm,
it all went south, so to Chicago. So we're all very happy about that.
that's good.
But at the same time, we finally did have like some major like rainstorms
Mm,
over the last couple of nights. So like the wildfires up north are still blazing. I know it's like hard to fathom for a lot of people, but Ontario is the size of like half of Europe. Okay, like it's huge.
Yes.
Um, so like the northern half of the province is basically like uninhabited. It's just like
Yes.
vast forests, right? So when Trump and like these Michigan politicians were saying like we're gonna tariff you because you
Yeah.
let us smoke, like no one lives there. There's no fire department. Like how are we
Yeah.
supposed to stop it? It's just woods. And
Oh.
you know, like we live on top of your meth lab of democracy. So the fumes have come up, and we're also not doing anything about climate change.
Oh, God.
Like this is the good thing about Trumpism, and I hope this is happening in Europe, Joe, is that like it's weakening the right here so like incredibly. That like I'm not a fan of like our libs, although I think Carney is a neoliberal badass in terms of like banking policy because he's punishing America,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I'm very happy about that. But
yeah.
but it it like literally like because if we had a conservative government right now, they would have been capitulating to Trump all along.
Oh,
They
yeah.
might have like I mean the Polyev might have literally been like, yeah, let's be the 51st state. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Um
absolutely.
and but generally speaking, the air is clean. Like we can
Oh,
breathe. But we did have last week we'd had three days where like literally like couldn't go outside. It was nuts. It was so bad that if you went outside, came back in, and you put a tissue and wiped your nose, like it would be brown and black. Like it was really, really bad.
yuck.
Regarding the right wing shit, we recently passed the 15th anniversary of the Utoya bomb killings of the socialist youth by
Right,
Barai.
Oh,
right, right, right.
And
15 years.
I believe the right wing among males has increased by 3.5%. So it hasn't gone
Mm,
down. It's more than doubled, basically.
mm,
Yo, and
So,
before, like, I know we're going to do the schedule now. I just want to say, like, this last week marked 6 years since my friend,
mm,
Michael Brooks passed.
mm,
And Michael's main sentiment was be angry at systems, not people.
mm,
So it's okay. We can hate these idiots who voted for the right wing and voted them in. But we also have to show a little bit of compassion after. You can shit on them for a few weeks,
mm.
but then after that, you need to we need to bring them back into the fold. And I miss Michael. He was like
mm,
he was such a good
That was
friend,
rough.
and
mm,
a good person on our side.
mm,
And we should always remember Michael Jamal Brooks because he
mm.
was the realest
Absolutely.
of us all.
And so goddamn hilarious. My God. So funny. He was
Indeed.
brilliant.
Oh my God, he used to kill me with his imitations. Like, oh my God, like what he would do, like a
Right
right
wing
wing
Mandela.
Mandela. Yes, thank you. I would die. Oh my God. And then like his Chris Matthews impressions. Oh, kill me every time. Like,
Oh, God.
he was a king.
Mm.
I miss him so much.
Mm, indeed.
Did he cover
So,
everything, Anne? We got
uh,
the Iran.
yeah.
We covered Iran. We've
Well,
got
I mean, it at tonight. I've been thinking that at tonight's correspondence dinner, that Trump will announce something stupid like I'm going to bomb the nuclear sites in Iran next, or some other thing. Because the other day, a couple days ago, he was interviewed, and he said, "Well, we're going to bomb, we're going to go bomb bridges, and then we're going to bomb power plants." And it's just,
It was like he was reading out from the Nuremberg principles on the wrong way.
yeah, absolutely, and it was just pretty insane. I mean, but so I think he's going to do something tonight but he could chicken out. I mean, Trump is just, he could get sort of. I mean, think of what he's going to do in the dinner. He's got this captive audience of people he really doesn't like very much, and he's going to do a roast. It's going to be a celebrity roast. He's going to, attack different members of the media. I mean, after all, what's her name? The press secretary said it's going to be unifying yet vicious. How can a thing be both unifying and vicious at the same time? But
Well,
that's how she described this speech.
That's how it's going to be determined, because last time she said shots will be fired. So let's see. Let's see what happens. We just need another naked assassin to mess this stuff up.
Oh God.
These people deserve no peace. They deserve not a second of peace. They don't.
Well, they're undoubtedly
pointless.
there will be street demonstrators, somehow near the Waldorf. So it'll kind of be an interesting thing whether something really does or doesn't happen in that particular context, but it'll just get crazy.
Yo, and
Yes.
also before we go, this week I've been working hard on it. I'm putting out a video on,
Cool.
so follow me at Deep in History, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, whatever. About apropos of Vivek Ramaswamy's run for Congress, where he has been casting aspersions, like no, not aspersions. He has literally been like insulting black people. Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right. So I did it in the context so that everyone else can understand that India, okay, is in effect many different countries put together. Okay. So I don't take responsibility for Vivek Ramaswamy. Nikki Haley, Harmeet Dillon, that's on me. I'm Punjabi. Okay. Kash Patel, that's on the Gujaratis. Ramaswamy is on like all of Hindu India. Okay. Dinesh D'Souza is on the Maharashtrians and the Goans. So I break it down, and I'm encouraging
Cool.
everyone of a sane mind who is first generation from those places to destroy these people, because they are what existed, and I'm sure their relatives 100, 200 years ago. Collaborators. That's all they are. Pick me, and I don't care what happens to anyone else. So, yeah, it'll be fun. It's hard. I don't know how to do this. I'm trying.
Vivek's plan for, I don't understand his plan for how he's going to do finance, if he's going to kill off universities or consolidate universities in various places and, promote this right-wing crap in Ohio. I have no idea how he's going to finance all that.
Prof, and what, like, read the comments of all of his posts. It's not leftists. It's like Republicans replying to him, and it is the most racist crap ever. Like,
absolutely. Absolutely.
These are like literally, he's a collaborator. That's what he is. Dinesh D'Souza, collaborator. Dinesh D'Souza was complaining about the racism directed towards Vivek Ramaswamy. I'm like, MF, you are a collaborator. Like, what is wrong with you, moron? So yeah, it's time to push back against this, push back against professors saying, yo, we are ascendant, and that's what it is.
Yes, you mentioned Professor Shang. We should talk about that at another point as well.
Oh, don't worry. I got you. I know it's been taking me time, guys. but I've done the research and I got time.
All right.
All right, yo, love you guys. Let's
Oh,
do that. Let's
Okay.
do schedule. And
before we do the schedule, I just wanted to bring it down a little bit. Didn't want to bring this up top uh, for the foods, put our stomachs ill at ease. But there's a Palestinian feminist collective working with Progressive International that has released a report. You can go to this website and download it. It's covering the uh, crimes that Israeli state is committing against Palestinians, not just from the current genocide, ongoing genocide that's been speeded up, but the ongoing, what I call slow motion genocide since the Nakba in '48, and it's it's not pleasant reading. Uh, it's a lot of sexual, they call it sexualized and gendered violence. They have a big dictionary of terms and the different practices.
Joe,
It's gruesome.
can you
But
DM me the link
hmm,
on wherever on any
yeah,
social and
yeah, I'll
I'll
put it in the chat
I'll
here
post it
and
because it's
on
not
Discord.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
not pleasant,
it's
but
a
we
book.
all have to face this stuff
Hmm,
because
yeah.
it's not acceptable. It's 2026. God damn it, we
Well,
are not in the
Hmm,
imperial world anymore. But
hmm.
well,
apparently some people haven't got that message.
no, they
It's
haven't
law of
gotten
the
that memo.
jungle.
It's still there. Well, anyway, it's scheduling time. I get Arjun, did you want to take off or you gonna
No, no,
stick
no.
around?
I just have to, as always, I just have to let my dog out. Yeah. I'm listening. I'm just my screen will go dark for a minute.
All
Like
right.
I always come
All
back.
right.
Like when Prof John is
Cool.
talking later, I always like chime in and like
Okay.
drop a Klingon note or two. But yo, I love you
John,
guys. Solidarity forever,
love you
and
Order.
too, Arjun. Thank you.
always a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And thanks for bringing up Michael Brooks again.
Hmm.
Schedule 8:30, bottom of the hour. John, the long
Yeah.
shot?
Yes, The Long Shot. This is an episode of Alfred Hitchcock Presents starring Peter Lawford and John Williams. When heavily indebted Charlie Raymond is hired to accompany a British visitor on a trip across the U.S., he looks for a way to take advantage of his employer. So I think it's a good episode.
Excellent. 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 I'm not sure whether if Travis is here is going to actually do something afterwards in Cinemattack. I don't know if yes or no if that's going to happen. Susanna, so there that may or may not happen on Saturday at 5. The New Statesman, Alan Bastard, member of Parliament. I don't know if Lane is here to talk about that.
Final 2 episodes.
Excellent.
So, will he get his comeuppance? We will find out. The little
Indeed.
tinker.
A little thicker. Indeed. So,
Hey, Lane, did you just arrive?
I did, yes. I've been watching a really
you did.
dull documentary about Jethro Tull.
Oh, thanks. But I've been making Meadow Sweet cordial here. Have
I
you
don't know
come
what that
across?
means.
No.
Meadows, hang on,
Mead.
give a look at you.
How
Give a
about
look at them flowers.
Queen of the Meadow?
Give a look at them flowers. Give a look. I think I recognize those flowers, yes. I don't know.
You see, that's the
Oh, of
lights
course.
down.
Yeah, man.
So
Yes,
they
yes.
should be. They might have already bloomed all over the place, but we make a medicinal cordial here. It's got a
nice.
derived from aspirin. It's derived from this.
Yum.
Anyways.
All right, and at 7 o'clock on Saturday, double feature. Susanna, do you want to talk about these things? The James Elroy and a noir classic.
Yeah, we've got occasionally we like to partner with the Tuesday's Red Hour short story group And I found a very rare quality, but a rare print. I say that because of a 1993 neo-noir series that Showtime aired for a couple of years called Fallen Angels. It was an anthology series of noir and neo-noir short stories. So I have a print of the episode of James Elroy's short story we studied Tuesday. And this is it's about a 35-minute show. And I say it's rare because it never made it to DVD either. So this is taken from a VHS, but it's a really nice print. And
Cool.
so it's a good looking show. It was produced by the great Sidney Pollack. And so that'll start us up, and then we're going to and then I'm going to partner with Nate, and we're going to present a really excellent film from 1957 starring Burt Lancaster and Tony Curtis called The Sweet Smell of Success.
The Sweet Smell of Success. Excellent.
All right.
On the
So
Elroy short story, did the flowery language make it to the screen? Just curious.
Yeah, you don't have to worry. It did. Yes.
all
I was
right.
worried. I was worried.
Non-stop curse words. Anyway,
Slurs.
9 o'clock is Bring the Music, and on Saturday, and on Sunday at 5 p.m. Star Trek Next Generation Watch Party, Galaxy's Child. John?
Yes. So, Geordie LaForge gets to meet Dr. Leah Brahms, who designed the engines of the Enterprise. And if you have a good memory, you'll remember that he recreated Dr. Brahms on the holodeck in order to help him
yes.
get out of a difficult situation. And now he's going to find himself in a different type of difficult situation, I'd say.
Indeed.
Was that a hot and bothered situation?
Yeah, he found
Yes.
himself falling in love with the holodeck version of Dr.
Okay.
Brahms. Yeah.
This is a cautionary tale about artificial intelligence. But anyway, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Because they constructed in that prior episode, Leah Brahms from her activities in one particular place. So it didn't include anything else from her life, but just that one, situation, I think at the Dyson Institute or whatever. Anyway.
Yeah, it was basically what was in her Starfleet file. And then
Right.
he said, can you give her a personality? And the computer kind of chose one.
Yes.
And that doesn't mean that it was the same as the actual Leah Brahms. So
yes,
yeah.
And that drama ensues. Let's put it that way. At 7 o'clock ish, Lane will present our friends from up north, right? Lane? I don't know if Lane's still here, but it's an excellent series, and looking forward to the next episode of it. On Monday at 8 o'clock, Palo Alto, the Malcolm Harris book, Palo Alto: A History of California Capitalism in the World, and we're up to chapter 5, and please come by. It's for some people it's not gripping, but it actually gives you fills in a lot of blanks for what currently is going on with Silicon Valley and tech culture, etc. So there's that. At 7 o'clock Eastern on Tuesday is the Red Hour, 6 o'clock Central. I don't know if Bruce is here to talk about that.
I'm here. It's going to be a quirky little story by T.C. Boyle called A Woman's Restaurant. So
cool.
Could be fun.
And thank you again for the James Elroy. I think that that put us in a very interesting sort of arc, whatever. At 8:30 is Good News, Everyone, with John. And it's always good news somewhere, somehow. On Wednesday at 6 p.m., I do my little office hour thing. And last week I was talking about turbulence and euthanizing the rentier. I am actually condensing that this week, and there will be a little bit about turbulence, but a little bit more about sort of quantum things. So anyway, I hope you'll find that interesting. And at 8:30 on Wednesday, because I keep forgetting to mention it, is Spirituality and Activism. And really a good sets of things that Tom Weber brings. On Thursday is Bring the News at 7 p.m. and then we're back at Friday. So that's our schedule, and we've still got about 10 minutes or so.
Any
We're going to promise
questions
to.
from the chat?
Did
We've
you want to
got,
close?
No, well, that's it. We're all finished, I believe.
Look at that. What are those
Ain't
things floating in
that
there?
pretty?
Oh, there we go. Yes,
Those are the
absolutely.
bluebells.
Nice. Yes, after this, we all need a drink. Let's just say with a
the English describe it as a honey flavor. I tend to think it's more of like a sweet, flowery almond.
Nice.
It's a very special flavor. And
Yum.
I think a few slices of ginger, maybe, give it a nice
Yes,
edge, sharpness, and
absolutely.
make it taste like some popular soda from back in the 70s that I can't recall the name of.
What, Werner's?
Werner's, that's the one. Werner's soda. What type of soda was that? Club soda, cream soda?
Well, they had cream soda.
was-
Werner's had a cream soda, but the regular
The green
Werner's is a
label.
ginger ale. Yeah.
Was it
I
spelled
mean,
with
you
a
could call
spelled with a V or a W?
a V.
V.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you add ginger to this, it tastes kind of like Werner's.
There's a similar
It's
version
round
that
creaminess.
there's a similar drink like that used to be made at, but they don't make it anymore. It's called Belfast in California. But anyway, enough nostalgia. I think it's time for us
Yes.
to go.
Hit
We'll
the
try and do
road.
better next week.
See y'all.